Now, I'm a pretty big fan of the auto chess genre. Dota 2's auto chess mod was amazing, and I sunk way too much time into it. I'm talking like over 100 hours in like the span of a week. So when I heard that Riot was making their own auto chess genre game, or auto battler, or whatever the fuck it's called now, I was extremely excited. And for the most part, I really like Teamfight Tactics. Like, I really enjoy it a lot. There's a lot that the game did right, but there's also some things that I feel like the game did wrong. But regardless, this is the auto chess game that I enjoy the most. Because I'm not a really big fan of Dota Underlords, mostly because it looks like a mobile game, probably because it is. To tell you the truth, I am 100% addicted to the Teamfight Tactics game mode, and I wanted to make a spotlight for it, but after thinking it over, it wouldn't make sense because the game is still not completed. It's still in quote-unquote beta. Just like how I am, quote-unquote, happy. And just like my life, there's a bunch of problems in TFT, and that's what this video is going to focus on. Mind you, there's also a lot of amazing things Riot did with this game that makes it good, but there's also a lot that I think they need to fine-tune. So there will be another part of this video talking about everything they did right in the game, but for now, these are the things that I find fundamentally wrong with Teamfight Tactics. Granted, I'm just a lowly Diamond 4 player, so, you know, I'm kind of like just an average Joe Schmo like the rest of you, so, you know, take that as you will. Things that I find fundamentally wrong with Teamfight Tactics. Lose streaks are they are god-awful. Taking what the kids call nowadays the L in the beginning of the game is almost a sure sign that you're going to struggle throughout the entire game, just because the damage in Teamfight Tactics is so goddamn fucking high. Okay, first of all, in order to gain a win or loss streak in TFT, you need to win or lose 2 games in a row to gain gold off of the streak, going up to a max of 3 gold, right? Now, this might sound fine, except the damage that you take in this game is so high that loss streaks are not worth it at all. Compared to other games in its genre, the amount of damage you take in Teamfight Tactics is insane. I mean, it's not uncommon for you to drop a match to someone and go from 70 health all the way down to 40. It's ridiculous. Hey, okay, everyone, raise your hands if you've gotten to Wolves and you're at like 40 health and you're just thinking to yourself, huh, I suck dick. In Underlords or auto chess, I would always tell my friends, you know, don't worry if you're in last place because you can always get back in it. You can be completely fine because health is a resource in those games. And that's kind of like what auto chess is. You can sacrifice your health in order to gain more money and tank damage so you can get a better late game composition. But in Teamfight Tactics, if you drop low enough, it is extremely dangerous. Sometimes I'll get down to 60 health and I'm just like, well, 8th place, here I come. It's like playing against Ganondorf. You get to like 50% and you're just like, wow, I'm in kill range. You don't even gain any kind of real payoff from a loss streak. People are going to be hitting the same level as you most of the time, and even if you do get to 50 gold at a pretty healthy life point, the other players who have been win streaking that entire time are probably going to be stronger than you because they hit their level spike faster and were able to get to the higher cost units before you could. And because of loss streaks being so terrible, the only strategy you have in the game is to play aggressively. And you know, maybe some people like how fast the game goes, but in a genre where building a strong composition based on RNG, you have to be able to find a happy medium at the very least. Regular auto chess games like in Dota 2's mod could last for like 40 to 50 minutes, and I fucking loved it. In TFT, you're looking at about 20 to 30 minutes per game, and that's also adding in the time for carousel rounds, which kind of feel like it's mostly just there to pad the timer to make the game feel like it lasts longer, but you know, whatever. Yeah, maybe 1 to 4 losses is okay at times, but anything after that, you need to start changing up your build because you're probably going to end up in 7th or 8th place by that point. And I understand open fording is becoming more accessible, but it's also pretty dangerous if you get down to 20 to 30 health without finding key parts to a build. How important items are. Now, at first glance, having such an importance on items is great, and I think that's what makes TFT so unique. Being able to create so many different and impactful items in the game is awesome, and being able to figure out what items you need for specific units or to help you fight different comps is a great addition to the auto chess genre. However, that's also a huge problem because items can really make or break your comp, which means item RNG is huge. I think we can all agree that the item RNG is annoying, but I don't think that the item RNG is what's inherently wrong, because if everyone got the same amount of items all the time, it would make the game kind of stale. You would see the same stuff all the time. I don't think that that's the problem. What's wrong is that the items are so important to the game that's what makes the item RNG feel like shit. Because character synergy is great, but synergy doesn't mean shit if you don't have items. You know, maybe if the characters weren't complete dog shit, you know, not having items wouldn't feel that bad. But because characters aren't inherently strong, items mean everything in this game. You can have a strong composition like your nobles, glacial rangers, gunslingers, void brawlers, wild brawlers, anything with Draven or whatever the fuck the meta is at the moment. But if your characters don't have the right items, your units are practically useless. In fact, a 3-star unit with no items basically does almost nothing for your team. Unless maybe it's, you know, a tier 5 unit. Oh my god, and don't even get me started with the recurve bow. The holy trinity item that everyone goes for because it's so goddamn good. As a general rule of thumb, I believe that the person who was able to get the most amount of recurve bows in a game is probably going to win, you know, unless you're building like some type of sorcerer comp. Phantom Dancer, Rapid Fire Cannon, Ginsu's, Shrink Ray, Static Shift, all of them are really good items to put on your carries. I mean, in order for units to gain mana, they have to auto attack stuff, and when you give them an item that lets you auto attack stuff faster, they can use their abilities faster. Damn, what? Who would have guessed that one? Oh man. There's still some other great items out there, but again, it all depends on whether you get them or not. Graves with no items, garbage. Graves with red buff and an RFC, fuck yeah, give me that shit. Fiora with no items, garbage. Fiora with the Ginsu's rapid fire cannon and an infinity edge, still garbage. Just why give her any she is just get her out of the game. The same fucking builds. This game suffers from what League of Legends has. People are going to rush the same type of build with the same characters as much as they can because they're the strongest builds. Which is understandable, you know, seeing as if they're the strongest builds, why wouldn't anyone use them? There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I mean, you know, if there's a strong deck in something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Hearthstone, almost everyone is going to run it. The problem here is that in this game, there's usually one build that is the strongest and then everything else is just mediocre. Do you guys remember when Elemental Ninja Assassins were the strongest build in the game and everyone was running it? The only counter was building a Volibear comp, and so the entire game was just who could rush the 2 builds the fastest, which ended up being extremely horrible. So then they nerfed Assassins, but then Demons became strong and then everyone was rushing for Morgana and Kennen. Now Nobles is the strongest comp and everyone is trying to be the first to get a 2-star kill. It's the exact same concept, just changed to different characters, which is what really makes this game feel super RNG based. Let's take auto chess as an example. In that game, there's about 10 different classes you can run and 13 different races. In Teamfight Tactics, we've got 10 different classes and 14 different origins. But the problem is with the origins, because it says 14, but really it's more like 9. Robot and Exile are only one-piece origins, and Dragon, Hextech, and Phantom are splash origins. So all 5 of them don't really add much variety to the game, meaning you're going to see the same builds and the same characters over and over again because you can't build a comp based around Exiles, Robots, or Dragons and Hextechs. You can add them to your already existing team, but it's not like it's going to drastically change the overall comp that you're building. So Riot can keep nerfing and buffing classes, but the problem is still going to stay the same until they start adding in more origins and classes, and they have to be origins that aren't just splash characters. Like the new Hextech class is a splash origin just like Phantom and Elementals are. It's not a class that you build your comp around, it's just something that you try to fit into whatever comp you're running. And speaking of the Hextech class, let's talk about the Hextech class because, oh my god, oh Jesus Christ, dude, oh my god, dude, I hate Hextech. Oh my god. You know, a lot of people complain about glacials, which I really don't understand because glacials aren't really a big deal. I feel like the only people who complain about glacials are people who primarily only run a Draven or Brawlers comp. But Hextech, oh, fuck, that class is straight up bullshit. You can work around them by moving your units and spreading them around, but whenever a unit gets Hextech, they become significantly weaker no matter who it lands on. The reason why you get a Kennen is because he utilizes Morellonomicon so well. But now it's gone for 8 seconds? 8 fucking seconds? Are you kidding me? The entire idea of stacking items on a carry, which is probably what you're going to try to do because not every champion in this game deserves items. I'm looking at you, Mordekaiser. So you put your items on the character that use them well, but then you get Hextech, and it's completely up to the gods on whether or not it's going to hit your 2-star Draven with RFC, BT, and PD, or your swing with GA, Dragon's Claw, and Seraphs. I have a Sejuani on his team. I'll put a GA on her. Kennen, I'm gonna put GA, Morello, and a Redemption on him. Twisted Fate. All right, let's put a Rapid Fire Cannon and a Shiv on him. That'll be great. Morgana, I'd like to put a GA on her too. And so I spread my items out, but then because of Hextech, I have to spread my characters apart, which then feels like crap. So then that means that you spread out your units in super awkward positions, which then makes you vulnerable to almost any other person that you're playing against. It's the definition of an unfun, uncontrollable game mechanic. You have to compromise your own positioning and item placement just in case you go up against someone who put Hextech into their comp. At least with Phantom, it only affects one character. In Glacial, you can have a front line so your backline can deal damage. But Hextech, you have to literally change everything for the sake of hoping your key champions don't become useless. And if you get a bad early game start with no items, you're just fucked. It's a bullshit mechanic that should not be in the game at all. Or if anything, at the very least, disable only one item or disable the items for a shorter amount of time. Because for 8 seconds, usually by that time, one of your characters is already dead. So that's everything I think is wrong with Teamfight Tactics. This list used to be a lot bigger, but surprisingly enough, the balance and design team for the game is actually doing a really good job, and it's exciting to see the patches come out at a steady pace with new content being added. Teamfight Tactics, to me, is like when I first fell in love with League of Legends. I was completely mesmerized by the game and learning everything I possibly can about it. So now that the company is taking this mode seriously, it makes me feel like I'm back to being truly, really excited about a video game again. Hey, Riot Games, keep them coming. The MMO, when's the MMO coming out? What about the fighting game? Bring it on, come on. Come on, I'm ready to consume. And that's pretty much it. What do you guys think? What are things that you guys dislike about Teamfight Tactics? Or maybe what are some things that you guys do like about it? Leave a comment below and let me know so I can see whether or not I'm an idiot. Also, I just want to know if you guys like TFT content. Like, do you guys want me to make more? Because that's definitely something I would love to do. You know, maybe I can make some guides on the game. You feel me, fam? Let me know and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Squeeze.
Okay, so that made me laugh my ass off when I heard that dial tone thing, but what's up, Matt? I hope you're having a good day. I just wanted to say thank you for constantly making me laugh, even through hard times. You might be down on yourself all the time and think that you don't do anything for anybody else, or whatever you think in your head. Just stop it, dude. You make my life 1,000 times better. I can zone out from all the shit in the world and just zone into one of your videos and laugh my ass off for like 10-20 minutes, and it's nice. So thank you. Keep it up, boss. Peace.